The story begins, and we are shown the Silver Dragon dungeon, where someone has been imprisoned, and 2 dragon guards are guarding it. Then someone comes in, and one of the guards says, "Her Majesty." And she is speaking to those 2 guards, "You guys go out first, I want to talk to him alone," and both guards are speaking, "Yes, Her Majesty," and that girl is Silver Dragon Queen, whose name is Rosweiss, who is very beautiful and she is half human, and that prisoner is Great Dragon's slaying hero, and his name is Leon. Rosweiss had defeated him and made him her prisoner, and going to him she is speaking, "Great Dragon's slaying hero, how does it feel to become a prisoner of our dragon clan?" And Leon gets very angry after listening to Rosweiss, and says, "Kill me," and Rosweiss says, "You want me to give you a quick death?" And she goes to Leon, and touching the wound on his face says, "But it's not that easy." "Well, you are a handsome and resolute man." And she scratches Leon's face, and blood is oozing out of Leon's face, and she says, "Add a few more scars and it will be perfect." But Leon is in pain, and says, "Stop humiliating me here. You can kill me or chop me up as you like. Please act faster." And Rosweiss is licking Leon's blood and saying, "As powerful as you are, if you hadn't been framed by a villain, you wouldn't have fallen into such a miserable state. How about joining our Silver Dragon clan?" And Leon gets very angry and bored. "Are you worthy?" And after listening to Leon, Rosweiss' eyes turn red with anger, and she gives Leon a strong kick, due to which the clamps that were tying Leon break, and he hits the wall, and blood is coming out of Leon's mouth, and Rosweiss is saying while keeping her foot on Leon's chest, "How dare a prisoner be rude to my Leon Cosmode? Do you think you are still the great hero of mankind praised by thousands of people? Are you still dreaming of wiping out the Dragon Clan and leaving a good reputation for generations to come?" And Rosweiss is showing innocence towards Leon and saying, "Wake up, you are going to die here, you ignorant, anti-like loser." And Leon is getting angry after listening to Rosweiss, and Rosweiss is saying, maybe you could have had the opportunity to let your descendants enjoy wealth and glory with you. It's an interesting hypothesis, isn't it? But unfortunately you have no successor, so you won't have such a day." And Leon is saying, "Rosweiss, don't underestimate humans." And on hearing Leon's words, Rosweiss lifts Leon's neck by catching it with her tail, and says, "What a stubborn guy." And Rosweiss lifts Leon even higher. Leon is in pain and he is saying, "Her Majesty." And Rosweiss is saying, "What? Are you ready to beg for mercy?" And Leon is trying to free the tail, and is saying, "From the beginning, you made 2 mistakes. First, you shouldn't be alone with the most powerful dragon slayer who has been trained. Second, you should never," Leon is saying angrily, "go taste my blood." And Rosweiss feels a little pity for Leon, and she leaves him, and her mind starts slipping towards Leon, and looking at Leon lovingly she is thinking, "It's so hot, why? My body. What on earth is going on?" And Leon is saying, "Your Majesty, very soon, you will live in pain brought by the soul all your life." But Rosweiss does not pay any attention to Leon's words, and she wins over Leon. Leon is unable to understand what is happening to him, but Rosweiss is lost in a different world, and something else is going on in her mind, and before Leon can say anything further, Rosweiss starts kissing Leon on his lips, and Leon feels strange. But after some time he also supports Rosweiss, and what happens next? You can understand yourself. After some time, when Rosweiss regains her senses, she suddenly gets surprised, and says, "I am, you guy," and moves away from Leon, and says, "What did you do to me?" And Leon says, "Blood curse, a forbidden technique that can only be used once in a lifetime. If you taste my blood, a soul connection will be created between us. When I die, the curse will put you in endless pain." Rosweiss gets very surprised by Leon's words, and says, "Nonsense. If this is a spell that takes effect after you die, then what just happened is..." And Leon is saying, "This was an accident. I thought the pain caused by my death was the manifestation of everything, but I didn't expect that its side effect is to make you." And Rosweiss is shouting angrily, "Shut up!" And Leon is saying, "But as far as I know, you dragons follow the rule of monogamy, right?" And Leon is thinking that, after my death, The great silver dragon queen will not only be unable to find a new mate, but also liable to leave offspring, and even unable to explain to the dragon clan why all this happened. The effect of this forbidden spell far exceeded my expectations, and Leon is saying, "What did you just say?" "Your Majesty, the great silver dragon queen, you said that I would have no successor? And now, you will also have no successor." "Oh, there will be no dragon successor." Leon's words make Rosweiss very angry, and she says, "You bastard," and she punches Leon hard in the chest, but he gets an electric shock, and Leon says, "Do you want to kill me? Your Majesty, you don't have to do it yourself. I will die soon. Live with hatred for me and pain throughout your life. This is my curse to you as a human being." And Leon falls unconscious, and Rosweiss is saying, "You are just a human being. You are taking revenge on me in such a despicable way, and you want to die? How can it be so cheap?" And the scene shifts, and we see Leon, who is asleep in bed, and he is being told about his past. Leon Cosmode was once a legendary dragon-slaying hero. When he was 5 years old, he killed his neighbor's vicious dog with his bare hands. He was stopped by a passing top dragon slayer, and was accepted as his apprentice. At the age of 10, he entered the Imperial Dragon Slayer Academy for further studies, and 4 years later graduated with the youngest age and the highest evaluation in history. At the age of 15, he set foot on the dragon-slaying battlefield, killed countless dragons, recaptured territory, and made numerous military achievements for the Empire. Leon is known as the strongest dragon-slaying hero, and the only hope to lead the Empire to victory and end the war. Until he became a captive of the Dragon Clan. 2 years have passed since Leon was captured. And when Leon opens his eyes, he is surprised and starts shouting, and he gets scared, and is saying, where am I?" And he starts looking here and there, and then he sees someone's hair peeking at the door, and when she is entering inside, Leon sees a cute girl, whose front hair is a little white, and that cute girl is saying, looking at Leon, "You're awake." But Leon gets surprised seeing the cuteness of that girl, and is saying, "So cute." And is thinking, "So that's how it is. I gradually understood everything. It must be because I have made such a great contribution to mankind that I can reach heaven, and you," and he is saying to that girl, "must be the legendary angel." But that girl is not able to understand what Leon is saying, and she is saying, "What is an angel?" He goes to that girl and says, "Hello little angel, what's your name?" And that girl tells her name is Mion, and Leon gets very happy on hearing that girl's name, and says, "Mion, what a good name," and he is thinking, however, why is the hair color of this angel so strange, black and white hair? Then that girl tells that, "Mom said it means the moon," and Leon is thinking, angels also have mothers? And Leon tells the girl his name is Leon Cosmode, and the girl becomes happy on hearing Leon's name, and says, "I know. Leon means lion." Leon is saying, "Who told you this?" Then the girl says, "That's what my mom said too." And Leon is saying, "No way, may I ask who your mother is?" Then the girl tells her mother's name is Rosweiss, and Leon gets shocked on hearing the girl's mother's name, and says, "Your mother is Rosweiss." Then, "I am," and the girl says, "You are the father." And that girl starts speaking to Leon, "Dad? Dad." And Leon is very shocked to hear that girl's words, and he says, "This is actually mine." "And Rosweiss, child?" Then she says, "Mom," and Leon turns and looks, and that girl goes to Rosweiss, "I know you finally woke up, Leon," and that girl is speaking to her mother, "Mom must be happy to see Dad wake up, because you come to visit him every day." And Rosweiss says, "That's right." Leon is thinking, only a ghost would believe that. And Rosweiss is speaking to her daughter, "Mion, go out and play first. I have something to say to your father." And the girl says, "Yes." And Leon asks Rosweiss, "Mion? Is she really my daughter?" And Rosweiss says, "What else? She is our biological daughter." "You hate me," and Leon angrily says, "Why did you join birth to the child? Why did you save me?" And Rosweiss says, "You've been asleep for 2 years. Do you think I can just let it go after what you did to me 2 years ago? Do you think I want to do that? We are different, and we cannot coexist. If it were any other time, I would never touch you." And Rosweiss says to Leon, so touching me is also a torture for you? Leon says, of course, and then Rosweiss catches Leon's feather with her tail and throws it on the bed, and she sits at Leon's feet, and catches his clothes. But Leon is not able to understand anything, and he is saying, what are you going to do? And Rosweiss tears Leon's clothes, and says to Leon, I want to carve my own dragon pattern on you, but Leon is shocked and says, stop it, Rosweiss. But Rosweiss puts that dragon pattern on Leon's chest, and says, it will become your shame, which means that from now on you will be my prisoner, and you will never be able to leave me. When your fellow humans see the dragon tattoo on your body, what will they think? Will they think you are a great dragon-slaying hero, or a traitor who surrendered to the dragon clan? And Leon is getting very angry and is saying, why? Do it to this extent? And Rosweiss is in a romantic mood, touching Leon's lips and saying, don't you understand? Leon, and we are being told that the dragon race's concept of revenge has always been a difficult problem for human dragon scientists. Their revenge is an inhuman behavior that combines paranoia, extreme, and beyond human understanding. And Rosweiss is saying to Leon, I want you to live in this shame for the rest of your life, and be humiliated severely by me for the rest of your life. But Leon is feeling something strange, and he is saying, this feeling, and we are being told that, for the Silver Dragon Queen Rosweiss, it was a great honor to make Leon, the greatest dragon slayer in human history, a slave of the Dragon Clan and the Silver Dragon Queen's closest partner in a sense. But Rosweiss is in a different mood, and climbs on Leon, and caresses Leon's lips and says, so, let's get started. And we are told that, although it is so incredible from a human perspective, this is her revenge on the dragon slayer as a dragon. And the scene shifts, and we are shown the Silver Dragon Castle City, and we see that two female dragons are walking while talking to each other, and one female dragon is saying, you don't know this, her husband woke up. Leon is listening to them and thinking that female dragon actually announced to the public that I was her husband? You have no idea how terrifying that mother dragon is. Move! Move faster, Leon! She squeezed me for a whole day and night. My waist is almost broken. You can yourself understand Leon's pain, and how much hard work he must have done. But now Leon is getting very angry, and he is saying Leon, will never stay here and become her plaything. And Leon is going from there, and then he sees that some dragons are guarding the garden gate. Seeing them, Leon hides, and is saying, there are 4 dragons guarding the side door, and it is impossible to get out from here. And he thinks, but why are there so few guards at the Silver Dragon Castle today? It's completely different from when I came here 2 years ago. It's so quiet and strange. Then he shows him a hole, and he goes near the hole, and says, how come there is a hole here? This can't be a trap? And then he gets angry with himself, and says, never mind, I can't think so much now. I have to leave here no matter what. Even if it is a trap, I will force my way out. And then he enters that hole, and is going from there, and is thinking, goodbye, perverted mother dragon. As for the little dragon named Mian, although she is very cute, she can only be yours for the time being. But his daughter sees him leaving, and is saying to her Mom, look, Dad is digging a dog hole. How cool! And Rosweiss says, I saw it, he's pretty awesome. And Rosweiss' daughter is saying, when will Mom go and fish him back? Rosweiss is saying, Mian, you can't use the word fish it back to your dad, it's very rude. And her daughter is asking, so what should I use? And Rosweiss is saying, catch him back. And after some time we see that Leon is running through the jungle, and crosses some mountains and jungles, and is about to reach the human village, and he is saying, after running so far, the female dragon shouldn't catch up with me, right? Just then Leon hears some sound, and turns back and looks up, and he is surprised to see, because it is none other than Rosweiss, who is flying towards Leon in the form of a dragon, and she is saying, you are quite a runner, Leon. Leon is very shocked, and he starts running faster, but Rosweiss blocks his way, and says to Leon, it must be fun to play with me like this, right? I am indeed very satisfied. Don't you think this is too smooth? Who helped you to divert the guards and left a hole for you to escape? And Leon says, even if I knew it was a trap, I had no choice. I just didn't expect you to catch up so quickly. And Raswise says, what will happen if you return to human territory now? You already have my mark on your chest. Do you think they will still recognize you as a dragon slayer? And Leon is saying, then I will start my life again as an ordinary person, which is better than being tortured by you. And Raswise is saying, you don't know how to appreciate my kindness. And she catches Leon, and they are taking him back flying in the air. Then Leon is shouting, let me go. Where are you taking me, you dragon? And Raswise is saying, since you want to go back so much, I will help you. And after some time we see that they are about to reach Empire Border City, and Raswise leaves Leon, and Leon is falling downwards, and he falls on the ground hitting the branches of the trees, and he is feeling a lot of pain. Then he sees from a high place that there is a human settlement at some distance, and Leon is shocked to see, and is saying, is this a human town? And Raswise is also saying, that's right, that's the human empire. When you see the long-lost human town, do you feel that you can return to the human world by just stepping over it? But Leon, you can't go back, even if it seems close at hand. And Leon feels something strange, and he falls on the ground, and Raswise is saying, I forgot to mention that when one of the two people with the dragon mark wants to have sex with the other, the dragon make will produce a reaction. But Leon is feeling something strange, and Raswise is saying, you are now feeling hot all over, itching to get started, and unable to bear the urge, right? And Leon is saying, do you want to be here? And Raswise is smilingly saying, yes, do you know why I brought you here? I want you to understand what shame is in front of your hometown, so close to it. And Leon is shouting, do you think I will lose faith because of this? I will wait patiently until that opportunity comes. By then, I will repay you double for all the humiliation you have done to me. And Raswise is saying, okay, I'll be waiting for you, dead or alive. And we see that, near the Empire Border City, Raswise is sitting under a big tree, and Leon is crying while lying, and looking at his condition it seems that he has been raped, and looking at Raswise's happiness it is clear, and she is saying, I am very satisfied with your performance just now. And Leon feels that injustice has been done to him, and he is crying, and Raswise is touching his chest lovingly and saying, how about I bring you here every month to visit your hometown? And Leon goes to the square, and is saying, I see you're a female dragon with your head in the clouds thinking about how you're going to drain me. And Raswise is saying, I've been seen through, let's go, our daughter is waiting for us at home. And Leon is saying, wait. As a dragon slayer, I don't want to be caught by you like a prey. I can walk by myself. And he is moving forward from there, and Raswise is saying, from here to the Silver Dragon Castle, it takes at least 3 hours to fly at my speed, and it would take at least 10 days or half a month for a human to walk. And Leon is saying while going, it's just 10 days or half a month, don't underestimate our human endurance. And Raswise is saying, I want to see how long you can hold out. And after going some distance, Leon gets tired, and starts panting, and Raswise is saying to him, can't walk anymore? If you asked me, and Leon, calling himself strong, is saying, not tired, who said I was tired? And Raswise, listening to Leon, is smiling a little, and is saying, humph, the only thing that's tough is your mouth. And Leon gets angry with her, and is shouting, you. And Raswise and Leon are seeing that some people are passing by on horseback, and they are looking at Leon. Leon is looking at them and thinking, great. These guys might be able to help me get rid of this dragon. But then he looks at Raswise, and gets scared, and one of the horse riders is saying to his companions, stop for a moment. And he looks at Leon and Raswise and says to them, are you two lost? And Leon starts laughing even though he doesn't want to, and says, no, we're just hanging out. And he thinks, I cannot implicate innocent people. And they tell Leon and Raswise that this forest is not a good place to hang out. There are many dangerous species and wild animals. How about I take you for a ride? And he says, by the way, my name is Walker, and I am the captain of the 47th Squadron of the Imperial Dragon Slayer Army. And Leon is saying to that dragon army, thank you for your kindness. We have also learned some self-defense training and can protect ourselves. And the dragon army is coming towards Leon, and Leon is stopping them and saying, don't come over here. And the dragon army is saying, you look familiar, have I seen you? Somewhere before? So Rosweiss is looking angrily at Leon, and Leon is crying looking at Rosweiss not good, and Rosweiss presses Leon's hand tightly, and sticks to him, and Leon is saying to the dragon army while refusing, "Sir, you have mistaken me for someone else. I have a popular face. My wife often misrecognizes me too, right?" And Leon is saying to Rosweiss, "I will go back with you obediently. Please help me get rid of them first." On seeing Leon and Rosweiss, the dragon army understands and says, "Then I won't disturb your love." And the dragon army and its companions leave from there, and Rosweiss angrily says to Leon, "Have you hugged enough?" And she hits Leon with a hookah and says, "Leon, you were smart not to ask them for help, but one thing, you have to figure out your own position. Even though we have children, it doesn't mean that I am your wife." And Leon also angrily says, "I never thought of being your husband." And Rosweiss is saying, "Let's go." There's still a long way to go, but Leon's palm is swollen, because Rosweiss had pressed his palm very hard, and he is screaming in pain, and he looks at his hand, there is a mark on it, and he faints seeing the mark, and Rosweiss is saying, "You fainted?" And she says angrily, "What a fragile human being." And she again turns into a dragon, and flies towards her house with Leon on her back, and Leon is thinking, "Well, this time I'll take that as a plea for mercy." And the scene shifts, and we see Leon lying on the bed, and when he opens his eyes, he sees his daughter, and she is saying, "Dad, you're awake." But he is not able to remember anything, and he is saying, "How did I get back here?" And Leon's daughter is saying, "It was Mom who brought Dad back," and then Leon remembers, and is saying, "Damn it, she finally caught me like prey." Then Leon looks at his hand and says, "This is..." And Leon's daughter holds his hand and says, "I'm the one who bandaged it for Dad." Leon thinks, dragonologists once said that dragons are a ferocious race. They spend their entire lives in violence and blood since childhood. Although Myun has obvious dragon characteristics, but she had no hostility towards me and completely treated me as her father. Is it because she is a human-dragon hybrid? And Leon puts his hand on his daughter's head, and says, "Well, Myun is awesome." And Leon's daughter becomes happy, and Leon says to his daughter, "Myun is so cute, but when you grow up, you must not be like your mother." But Leon's daughter is not able to understand anything, and she gets a little surprised. Then Rosweiss comes there, and she overhears Leon's words, and says to Leon, "What's wrong with being the same as me?" And then Leon gets scared seeing Rosweiss, and is saying, "No, nothing." And Leon's daughter is saying to Rosweiss, showing Leon's hand, "Mom, Myun has bandaged Dad's wound according to your instructions." And Rosweiss is saying, "These are what you should do." And her daughter is saying, "Yes, Mom," and Leon is thinking, "What a strict mother." And he is saying to his daughter, "Myun, why don't you go hide in the garden first? I'll come out to find you when I count 100? And Leon's daughter becomes very happy, and says, "Really? Dad wants to play hide and seek with Myun?" And Leon says, "I'm not like your mother, go quickly." And he starts counting, and his daughter says, "No. Dad, don't count so fast." And she leaves from there, and Leon says to Rosweiss, "Hey, I'm talking to you." So Rosweiss says, "What?" And Leon says, "Aren't you being too hard on this child?" And Rosweiss says, "We dragons all went through this. Only by being strict with our children from a young age can we cultivate strong warriors." And Leon is saying, "But she's not completely a dragon. And besides, Myun 15 so cute, can you bear it?" And Rosweiss is saying, "She is a dragon, and cute is a derogatory word for a dragon." And Leon is saying while smiling a little, "You're pretty cute too." And Rosweiss is looking at him with sharp eyes, and holding Leon's shirt she is saying, "You are just a slave for me to vent my anger. Stop getting ahead of me." And Leon is not able to understand anything, and he is stunned, and Rosweiss is saying, "It's good that you understand. I am the queen of the Silver Dragon clan. I have a lot of government affairs to deal with, so the task of taking care of the children is left to you. That kid likes you. I am the Dragon Queen and I am very busy." And the scene shifts and Leon is going towards the garden and saying, "It's as if we dragon slayers are responsible for taking care of children." Then while going towards the garden, he suddenly sees that someone is hiding behind the pillar, and then he remembers, and thinks, Myun is still too naive. "Do you think you can't be found if you hide behind me?" And then he goes near that pillar and says, "Found you." Myun. But he is thinking, this child. Is she angry? And Leon is saying to her, "Myun, sorry to have kept you waiting, But Leon's words have no effect on her, and she starts running away from there. And Leon is saying from behind, "Myun? What's up? Why are you running, Myun? Gone? I just saw her passing by here." And he is thinking, it's really hard to predict the mood of a child. No wonder Rosweiss gave me the task of taking care of the baby. Then Leon's daughter suddenly hugs him from behind, and is saying, "Myun caught Dad." But Leon is surprised, and is saying, "Myun? Didn't you just run past me?" But listening to Leon, his daughter says, "No, Dad couldn't find Myun, so Myun came out to look for Dad." And Leon thinks, did I see it wrong? And Leon thinks that there is another girl who looks just like his daughter, and he says to his daughter, "Something to show you, come here." And both of them are going from there, and the other girl is looking at them from behind, but she remains calm. And the scene shifts, and we see that Leon's daughter is making some drawings, and Leon is looking at her, and thinking, it's good to have a daughter. It feels like my soul is healed. Sooner or later, Dad will help you escape from the clutches of the mother dragon. Then Leon's daughter is saying to Leon, Dad, look, Myun drew a family portrait." Leon gets happy seeing his daughter's drawing, and is saying, "Myun is awesome, she is worthy of being her daddy's daughter." But he suddenly gets shocked, and is saying, "This is..." And he is asking his daughter, "Myun, why are there two kids here?" And his daughter is telling, "It's my sister," and he gets very shocked on hearing his daughter's words, and says, "Myun has a sister?" It turns out that I not only hit the target with one shot, but also hit it twice with one shot? The child I saw in the garden just now must be her. I called her by the wrong name, no wonder she was angry. And Leon's daughter is saying, "Myun thinks that sister is not angry, she is just a little shy when she saw Dad." And Leon is saying, "Indeed, we haven't met each other much, so it's normal that we are not familiar with each other." And he's thinking, it's all the dragon's fault for hiding this child from me. I have to ask her for the truth. The scene shifts, and we see Rosweiss reading a book, and there is a red dragon, and Leon comes looking for Rosweiss, and Rosweiss asks, "Where is Myun?" And Leon says, "She went to play with her sister." "Ha, you are really good at hiding things. When are you going to tell me that I have an older daughter?" And Rosweiss says, "Don't you already know this by now?" And Leon angrily shouts, "I have to thank you. Giving birth to a child is hard work. I didn't expect that you gave birth to two for me. You have worked so hard. When I return to the Empire someday, I will definitely write your name in our family tree, Rosweiss." And Rosweiss is saying to Leon, "Do you know why I didn't tell you about the existence of my eldest daughter?" And Leon is saying, "Why? I think you are jealous of my closeness to Myun. 50 You deliberately don't let Noah meet me as her father." And Rosweiss says, "Are you so anxious to see her?" And Leon says, "Nonsense, who doesn't want to meet their daughter? I'm not like you, a cold and stern mother. Want to cultivate a good relationship with her." And Rosweiss says, "Okay, don't regret it." And the scene shifts, and we see Leon cutting some fruits in the kitchen, but he is very angry, and saying, "I'm going to make you look good today." And he thinks, Leon's first step to get closer to his eldest daughter, open her stomach with delicious food. I used to make this cream stew often in the team. Everyone who has eaten it said it is good. The sweet taste is also suitable for children. Not bad, my cooking skills are not rusty. This taste will definitely win Noah over. Noah loves the food her dad cooks the most. Then two dragon ladies are looking at Leon from the window, and one of them is saying, "The prince has just recovered from a serious illness, and he still cooks for his family. He is really a good male dragon who cares about his family." Then she is coming there with Rosweiss and her two daughters, and both of them are saying to the dragon lady, "You don't have to wait for orders at the dinner tonight, go and have a rest." And both of them are saying to the dragon lady, "Thank you, Her Majesty," and they leave from there. And we see that Leon is preparing dinner in the kitchen, and seeing Rosweiss and her two daughters coming, he says, "You guys came just in time." And one of his daughters is running towards Leon and saying, "Dad, what a nice smell." Leon is saying, "I heard that you two love meat the most, so I made stew and steak especially for you." And he is saying to his other daughter, Do you feel your father's feeling? But her second daughter does not respond, and she remains quiet, and Leon is thinking, why is it different from what I thought? This female dragon had anticipated this situation, so she had not allowed me to meet Noah. And Roswise is speaking to her second daughter, this is your first formal meeting. Please introduce yourselves. And her daughter says, yes, mother, and she goes to Leon and tells him, I am Noake, Melk, the eldest daughter of the Silver Dragon Queen Roswise. I am 1 year and 2 months old. And Leon is speaking to his second daughter, hello Noah, my name is Leon Cosmode, and I'm your father. And Leon's first daughter is speaking to her sister, sister, please talk more, don't embarrass dad. And Leon's second daughter is speaking, but he looks so weak, is he really our father? Her words hit Leon right in the heart, and he is shattered to pieces, and he is thinking, what a filial daughter, and this is where this part ends. If you like the story, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.